Hey guys, we'll be getting started pretty soon. Is the audio working at all? If those are there that are able to speak back. Hey guys, we'll be getting started pretty soon. Is the audio working at all? If those are there that are able. Hey, did you use the link that I had sent to try and log in?
Yeah, it led me to this page.
Okay. Let me see if I can get it. I'm just having a really hard time getting it to allow me to present. Okay. I think I'm gonna try just closing it down and reopening it again.
Okay.
So if it disconnects, that's why. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Yep. Okay, UCF, it looks like we're able to see you now. Okay, UCF, it looks like we're able to see you now.
Yay.
Okay, UCF, it looks like we're able to see
Hey, can you hear me, Emily?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Okay, is that you, Samaya? Okay, we're still waiting for Illinois to get here. Okay. All right, looks like we're about ready to get started. So, sorry, the dogs are being kind of loud right now, if you're hearing that in the background. So thank you guys all for coming today. So we will be having our bid presentations from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and the University of Central Florida as possible host chapters for SpaceVision 2017. So the format for the meeting today is we'll have each of them run through their presentation, and then there will be time for questions. And then if there are any additional questions that got brought up during the presentations, we'll have another, just like kind of a quick run through again at the end if either of the chapters have specific things that they want to address. For questions, it looks like Hangouts is not going to be the best place to post those. So if you guys are watching through YouTube, try and put those in the comments there. Or if you are able to do the chat on Hangouts, you can put them in there. And I'll also be checking the Facebook and Slack channels as well. So whatever way you can find to post questions, I will try and keep up with those as best as I can. So we're going to go ahead and start with Illinois, and Sarah is going to be presenting for them. Okay, so Sarah, let me get you. I think if you guys, let's see, I'll put it on presenting for you, and then if you want to get screen share set up.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then I think you should be able to
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Can you all see?
Yep, looks
Okay.
good.
Cool. Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Sarah Legg. I'm the SEDS representative for the Illinois Space Society at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and this is our SpaceVision 2017 bid presentation. So just a little bit about the Illinois Space Society. We were founded in 2003. We formed this group to create a community for the community of space enthusiasts to be able to pass into technical projects as well as just to create friendships between space enthusiasts. We have over 100 active members, 7 technical projects. We are involved in the NASA student launch competition, we're building a hybrid rocket engine. We're in the Space Grant competition, Rascal competition, NASA microgravity competition, the CanSat competition, as well as we're building our own high altitude balloon. So we're pretty busy. With educational outreach, we do a lot. We teach a class at a local elementary school every week, and we have engineering open house, which is done by the College of Engineering, where like over 1,000 students come in and see what the college has been up to, and we have over 10 exhibits, I believe. And then in November, we're going to be having our own Illinois Space Day, which is sponsored by Rockwell Collins, and we're going to have a lot of kids from the Chicagoland area come and see what the Illinois Space Society is about and learn more about space. Social activities, just like the rest of you guys, probably have barbecues, trivia nights, movie nights. More later in regards to speakers. So our team is comprised of all students, current students, who will also be students by the time that SpaceVision 2017 happens. This is our current list of committee members. If we get the bid, I'm sure that the list will grow, but all of us have helped put this bid presentation together. We're all really excited about SpaceVision. So we thought we'd like to share the theme that we came up with. As the world's become more globalized, so is the space industry. So we went with the global space industry, connecting the world through technology. We like this one because it's pretty general. You can hit on a lot of things. With the conferences that we've been on, we've seen a recurring theme with international cooperation. So with this, we're able to talk about international cooperation, the growth of the private sector, and domestically and internationally. And then we can also even hit on how launching humans is coming back to the United States in 2017. So there's a lot of ways to go with this theme. And so then why the University of Illinois? So I guess our main selling point is locations and affordability. We are located in the smack middle of Illinois, as you can see on the map. So that circle represents anything within, any chapters within that circle. It's a single day's drive or less to get to our campus. So I think the outer part of the circle is around 13 to 16 hours drive. And then I've also listed just some of the chapters that are within that circle. So with more chapters being located closer to us, we have a chance for higher attendance, which would be fantastic. And it's also more affordable for college students, which is definitely something that college students look for when they're planning a trip. I'll talk about professional connections next, but we've definitely have a lot of professional connections. We have a beautiful campus, as you can see in the picture. It's especially beautiful in the fall, which is when space. Our facilities are new and renovated. They're also we can accommodate for a lot of different situations. If speakers want to do video calls, we have those capabilities. So it's a great campus. And then we also have one of the top-ranked aerospace departments. I think we're number 6. So we know that we'll have their support. The AIAA chapter here had their regional conference this past year, and it went beautifully. So we're sure that if we get SpaceVision, it'll be just the same. So moving on to possible speakers. Every year, the Illinois Space Society, other than attending SpaceVision, we attend 2 conferences. So they're both hosted by the American Astronautical Society, and one of them is the Von Braun Memorial Symposium in Huntsville, Alabama, and the other one is the Goddard Memorial Symposium in Greenville, Maryland. And so we've been going to those 2 symposiums since we started. they're week-long, and the American Astronautical Society invites a lot of high-ranking employees in Boeing, SpaceX, Northrop Grumman, etc. So we've been able to foster a lot of connections with a bunch of different employees. So you can look down the list. These are just some. We also have connections through our department. Scott Altman and Mike Hopkins, the astronauts, are both U of I alums. So this list can definitely grow. This is just what we were able to come up with now. So with transportation, you can get to the University of Illinois by air, by road, or by train. By air, we have an airport located 30 minutes from campus. The easiest way if you were flying is to go into O'Hare International Airport in Chicago and then take a connecting flight down to Willard Airport. And then we would have a shuttle waiting to pick you all up. By road, another option if you do want to fly, you could fly into O'Hare and then take the Peoria Charter down, which is probably a cheaper option, and it'll take you straight down to campus. And then there's also the Greyhound bus, which also stops on campus. A train station about 10 minutes away from campus. So if train is the way you want to go, we will also have shuttles or buses waiting. And then if you're driving, we can definitely accommodate for that as well. So our conference center, if we do get the bid, we've thought about the Illini Union, which is in the heart of campus, and it has a lot of different rooms set up for conferences. They can seat up to more than 300, and they can accommodate for both conference as well as banquets, and they have a catering service along with that. It's a beautiful location. It's right on the quad, and it's really easy to get to from most of the hotels. So that's what we thought for the conference center. After the conference, there's a lot of different things that you could do. There's an ice skating rink. You could go to ice skating. They also offer a game called broomball. It's just like hockey, but you don't have ice skates. You play with your with tennis shoes on, and it's really fun. It's on roughed up ice. You could go. There's a lot of restaurants on Green Street, great nightlife, and then we also would be offering a tour. Our campus is really big, and it has a lot of things that it would be really cool to show you all. For our hotel, the closest one that could actually accommodate most SpaceVision attendees is the Town Place Suites, the Marriott. It's probably less than 5 minutes away walking from the Illini Union. But then there's also a bunch of other hotels that are less than a mile away. So that's what we thought for hotel. So that's all I have. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. I'm checking to see if we have any questions yet. Okay. Elliot Rosenberg from Brown has asked, do most students drive to SpaceVision? I know this is kind of a general question, but Sarah, if you want to answer that a little bit.
I mean, it depends all on the school. Our school is really big into driving, so I know for last year's SpaceVision, it was in Boston, so we drove 18 hours out to Boston. We're really big into driving, so it all just depends on your school and if you're up for driving or not. So it's definitely probably the easiest way, but yeah, it all depends.
Okay. A question that I had was, do you have an expected cost of attendance for students, and do you have any possible sponsors that you've thought of yet?
We don't currently have a expected cost, but sponsors, we've just within like the local area, we've thought of. We could definitely get sponsors from Boeing or from UTC. We also have a local startup called CU Aerospace. So we tried to come up with a list, but it all just, I guess, depends. So.
Okay. So for those of you who are watching, if you have any more questions for Illinois, please be posting those in either the said COC Facebook page, the Slack channel, either the YouTube comments or the Google Hangouts. I'll be checking all of those throughout the meeting. And if there are no other current questions, I think we'll move over to UCF. So Samaya, if you want to pull up your stuff, and thank you very much, Sarah.
Thanks.
And I'm just screen sharing it, right?
Yes, you should be able to screen share now.
Hey, Emily.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was on mute for some reason. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see anything yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. I'll just turn my camera on. And I'm screen sharing, right?
Yes. So there's a green button with an arrow on it to the left.
Got it.
All right.
Okay. Okay. You can see that?
Yes, it's not full screen though. I don't want it in like presentation mode.
Is it? I can do this through PowerPoint, right? Like I don't have to transfer it to Google Drive or anything?
No.
Okay. Is it full screen now?
Not yet.
Okay. Let me see what I can do then. Oh, it went away. Is it full screen yet?
No, but I mean, I think it's big enough that we'll be able to see it if you can't get it. And I'll send out the slides too later, so it's not a big deal.
Okay. Then in that case, okay, so anyway, my name is Sumaya. I'm the Director of External Affairs at UCF, and does it show that I moved on to the next slide? Sorry to keep asking questions. Okay, cool. Says UCF has been active since it was founded in 1988. And in 1990, SEDS UCF actually helped make the 8th annual SEDS International Conference, back when that was a thing, happen in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And in 2006, SEDS UCF actually hosted SpaceVision here in Orlando, where our campus is located. So currently, we stay active as an organization by participating in a bunch of projects and planning events. So some of the projects we've done are some local ones or Florida statewide ones. So FSGC, the hybrid rocketry competition, the NASA student launch competition. One that's just internal within SEDS at UCF is design, build, launch. We're participating in the satellites competition and the USRC. Some events that we've hosted more recently is Yuri's Night, and this was actually held in conjunction with the ASCE Earth and Space Conference. And we continually view launches at Cape Canaveral all together. We host guest speaker events. Actually, in the picture shown to the right is a picture of us speaking with our most recent guest speaker, Story Musgrave, who is a retired astronaut. So UCF is very well known as being the 3rd largest public university in the U.S. with over 60,000 enrolled students. But what's not very well known is that UCF was initially founded for the space industry. So in the early 1960s, the space industry at Central Florida was in dire need of a nearby technical institute. And at the Cape Canaveral that is, the Mercury program was ramping up, and in Orange County, the Martin Marietta facility, which kind of turned into Lockheed Martin, was growing with a new generation of rockets and missiles. So UCF was initially termed the Florida Technical University, but it was essentially founded to prepare students for space-age careers. And UCF has been doing just that. According to the U.S. News and World Report, UCF was tied as the 13th most innovative school, along with Georgia Tech and USC. And the IEEE Spectrum ranked us #3 in patent power among all other universities in the nation. We have graduated 4 directors of NASA centers, 2 astronauts, Nicole Scott and Frank Caldero, and all of the thousands of students who earn UCF with the title of #1 supplier of employees for the aerospace and defense industry. Not only is the space industry putting us on the map, but our research in space-related sciences is booming as well. The psychology department, for one, is making space efforts with their NASA Human Research Program grant, and our planetary sciences are doing as well. We've been making headlines with Blue Origin's New Shepard, an experiment that we launched with them. So considering all of our involvement in the space industry, we feel that it would be very fitting if we hosted SpaceVision 2017. We chose a theme to be Ignite, and we want SpaceVision 2017 to be centered around igniting careers, innovation, and passion. So that's what we had in mind when planning this entire conference. Well, somewhat planning this entire conference. So we understand that it would be a lot of fun to put all of this together, but we also know that it's going to require a lot of hard work and a lot of professional support to put it all together. So thankfully, UCF in general and we as a club have a lot of professional support. With the wide range of research and industry in the area geared towards space exploration, we would be very capable of planning a variety of exciting presentations. In terms of financial support, UCF already has professional partnerships with many organizations like Lockheed Martin, Blue Origin, Harris, and the Florida Space Institute. Specifically, says UCF has a history of receiving sponsorship funds for projects from those companies, as well as the Florida Space Grant Consortium, Orbital ATK, and Boeing. In addition to their support, we plan to propose sponsorship offers to nearby companies like SpaceX, Raytheon, and ULA. So for obvious reasons, we want to host SpaceVision 2017 at Cape Canaveral. Going into those obvious reasons, the area has been undoubtedly enormous in the space industry as far as its importance in it. And it started with its central location being the Air Force Station and grew to become the primary space flight center we know and love today, the Kennedy Space Center. In addition to its invigorating history, the area is also close to vacation hotspots. So we know that's what a lot of SED students are looking forward to. Bordering the south side of the Cape is Cocoa Beach, basically a quintessential beach town. Just a 1-hour drive west is the city of Orlando, home to Disney, Universal Studios, and of course UCF. There are 3 nearby airports, the Orlando International, Sanford International, and Melbourne International. And thankfully, the hotel that we chosen, which I will go into later, offers transportation from all 3 of those airports. So the hotel and venue that we chose is the Radisson Resort at the Port. This venue is notable for hosting large conferences at the Cape. For example, the 44th Space Congress was recently hosted there last month. The Radisson provides 13 meeting rooms, and it has options for guests ranging from 20 to 1,200. It holds 212 standard rooms and 72 suites, so it is absolutely possible for all of our attendees for the conference to stay at this hotel. We rounded up the price for each room to be $150 per room, but we are still talking to a sales representative, so we could potentially lower that price a lot more. We have also negotiated a few other figures for costs of conference equipment, food, and transportation. If you want to hear more about that, definitely ask me after I'm done presenting. But yeah, we have a pretty good estimate of how much all those things are going to cost. Additionally, we'd like to hold activities at the Kennedy Space Center itself. The opening keynote would be held at the Kurt H. Davis Conference facility, and that is at the Visitors Complex. But before the keynote begins, the first opening keynote, we'd like to provide everyone a chance to tour the facilities and to hang out at the visitors complex because it's basically like a theme park. So there's a lot going for this location for sure. So we've sort of come up with a general conference plan that we want to abide by. Maybe not specifically like this exact timeline, not that this is a very detailed timeline, but for day one, like I had mentioned, I would like to do tours and just hanging out at the visitors complex and the theme park area. And we would want the opening keynote to be centered around igniting passion. Day two would be a bunch of breakout sessions involving innovation, research and discovery, and panels. We have a couple ideas in mind, like a destinations panel, a human versus robotic space explorations panel. And for workshops, we'd want to do technical skills workshops, entrepreneurship workshops, you know, revolving around startup companies and such. And on day three, we are hoping to do an astronaut panel on public engagement, getting people more passionate about space who aren't exactly in the industry, and more breakout sessions involved on innovation. We also really want to do a career fair because we know a lot of people like to go to conferences specifically to learn more about what they're getting themselves into and also potentially meet people that will get them jobs someday. So that's something that we definitely want to do, and there's definitely enough industry around the area to be able to put that together. We also have this kind of creative networking event idea where we display some concept art. We recently had a STEAM event. It's like STEM but with the arts. And they displayed a bunch of concept art from some of our planetary sciences experiments. So that was really beautiful and really exciting. And then obviously the banquet that night. And then day four, we figured we would probably end early because I know a lot of people are definitely going to want to just vacation a little bit more. It is Florida and it's going to be winter time, so a lot of people are going to try to take advantage of that nice weather. And maybe plan a really awesome activity, a small competition maybe. And that's pretty much all I got.
Okay, so if there are any questions, please be posting them at this time. Okay, we do have a couple questions so far. Samaya, Jordan Stein from Embry-Riddle has asked how many people per room at the hotel?
So that's a really good question. There are two types of rooms. There are suites, and I think there's like a total of 72 suites, but there are standard room sizes which hold 4 people. I believe they provide cots and such to stay in, so maybe up to 5 people in each room. But those are the standard room rates. And the suite room rates, I don't exactly know, but I'm pretty sure they can hold up to 6 people.
Okay, and going along with the hotel, Nathan Daniel from Tennessee was asking, it is $150 per room per night.
So the upper estimate that I was able to find talking to the sales representative just briefly about that and doing some research online was $150 per room per night. But like I said, since we can potentially have up to 400 people at the hotel, they are very likely to give us like I guess a bulk room discount if that's a thing. But they definitely will provide a discount if there's more than 100 or more than 75 rooms being taken up by our conference.
Okay, and then Hannah Zingerly has asked, aside from travel, is there an overall ballpark cost of attendance per student?
So just crunching some numbers from expecting to be planning for 400 people, but actually getting 250 or so people because you have to pay in advance for that kind of stuff. We estimate that each person's registration fee would be above 100, but definitely below 200, probably 150. I'm going to estimate. I don't want to give it an exact number because as time goes on, we'll definitely get a better idea of how many people are coming and how many people we should plan the conference for. So I'm estimating about 150.
Okay. I'm not seeing any other questions just yet, but let me double check. Okay, I guess last call for questions from the student representatives. Sarah, is there anything else that you would like to bring up now that you've heard some of the ideas from UCF that you might like to go over?
Mike, can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Not really. I know we were looking at hotel prices. It was around the same ballpark, and they also did offer bulk discounts. So, yeah, we've mostly looked into hotel prices. We thought at this point we wouldn't really go much farther with that, but we can definitely, if anyone really wants to know, we can definitely get that information out to you guys. But other than that, not really. Everything I covered pretty much is what I had to say.
Okay. One other question that I thought of, do either of you guys have projected dates that you guys were thinking of, or is it all just kind of general time period as of now?
Would you like to go first, Sarah?
No, you go ahead.
So we were told by the Radissons specifically not the weekend of or after Thanksgiving. So it'll definitely be either the first weekend of November, which I believe starts on the 2nd, Thursday the 2nd, or the week after that. So we're leaning on the 9th. We'd like to do it around that time because it's, you know, well in advance before exams, at least for us. I mean, that's for sure. I'm assuming for other schools as well. So we're leaning towards the 9th of November.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd like to do it the first weekend, if at all possible. It's just as we attend the Von Braun conference the last week of October. So either the first or the second weekend. So because we would like to have it before it gets colder. So.
Okay. Let me just check for questions. Okay. Elliot from Brown has asked, I'm guessing for UCF, is the shuttle from the airport to the hotel included in the price?
Unfortunately, no. There is a cost per person up to 2 people, and then it's like $10 for each additional person after that. I'm still considering renting out buses for means of transportation to and from the Kennedy Space Center, so that transportation will definitely be included in your registration fee. But yeah, from the airport, no, I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's see. All right. I guess last call for questions. We'll give you guys another minute or so to post any last questions you might have. So the ballot for voting will be sent out by email on the Council of Chapters email list, so look for that tonight. Votes will, I think I'll probably give you guys a week or so to vote on that. And I will include links that you guys can look over the slides from each of the chapters. And if you do have specific questions, please let me know, and I can forward those to the chapter reps so you can get those answered. And speaking of voting, we did have a vote go out on Wednesday, I believe, to vote in a new chapter at the University of Colorado at Denver. We haven't had enough chapter representatives vote yet to ratify them as an official chapter, so if your chapter has not voted yet, please look for that email and vote, because we're getting close. We just need about like 7 more chapters to vote, so that's pretty exciting. Okay. Let's see, no questions there. For all of you chapter reps that have watched, if you could just put your chapter name in the comments on the Google Plus event page, that would be great. That way I can get you guys chapter participation points for coming to watch. And I do not see any other questions for the chapters, so I think we'll go ahead and end it here. So thank you, Sarah and Samaya, for presenting.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. Yeah.
And it was good to hear from you all, so best of luck.
Thanks.
Thanks.